Hello and welcome back to Holy 4, Equestria at War, the Ascendancy, under Harem Zaranid. Alright, and they are about to do the Crystal Caves of Cathaba. The Crystal Caves of Cathaba. Deep in the mountains and hills of Cathaba lie a twisting and complex series of caverns and caves that are a great source of crystals, though as of yet largely untapped. Crystals are some of the most important reservoirs of the magic in this world, and acquiring more of them will be an important step in restoring the Godhead. Thus, it is a great interest to us to see these caves properly exploited and the resources harvested to better execute the Starfather's will. As Cathaba is part of Trotcat, this project in particular has attracted the interest of the Trotcan equinopologist, Corname Sikarbalid, and he has personally presented a proposal to the Ascendancy's leadership. Skikbalid believes that the best way to utilize the crystals in his home state is to perform great alchemical experiments in the caves to actively cultivate more crystals, increase the amount of magical power they can store. Hearing that, the Zikatites were actively pursuing a plan of economic development in the base of their power, and the Zidanites were quick to bring forth their own plan. With Zisa Zalatit escalating to the attention of the Starfather himself, rather than shrinking the crystals in Cathaba, the Zidanites seek to harvest them and haul them out of the caves to power factories in our major urban centers. Though this exploitation would rob Cathaba of what makes it unique and undermine the Zikanites' influence, the Zidanites assure us that political squabbles have no basis on their motivation to improve ascendancy as a whole. Whichever faction we side with will, in all likelihood, receive a fairly notable leg up over their rivals, so we should choose carefully. Who cares about magic when you could have civilian factories, am I right? Yeah, I am. High five to no one. Finally, we could get rid of this famine. Nice. Just for now. Alright, and then you will grab up the last one. Oh, there's Kaza doing their thing. The liquidation of hunger. With our newly enhanced industrial strength, we can now finally rid our lands in the scourge of famine and starvation, and finally set our sights on the greater aims of the Ascendancy. Woo! Yeah! Woo! Yeah! Woo! Throw on a few more things there, just because why not? We have the command power. The free camel tribes. Cool. I love that they're the only camel nation in the game. I hope they have an interesting tree because of that. The eternal machine of war. Now that we have solved our immediate concerns for the region's stability, we can utilize our achievements in the industrial sector to expand our military manufacturing potential, to secure our victory in the coming wars against the avians. Some avian unifications. Grrr. How dare they unify when they know we disagree with it? Yeah, let's get that support equipment up. As we're gonna complete these and then throw in a whole bunch of stuff into our troops. And we are going to need the ability to yeah. We are going to need the ability to yeah. Of course. That's yep, very important to yeah. Very, very important. Okay, now that we've done with that for now, we can move on to figuring out which side we're going to choose here. So let's see. This isn't a big deal, so let's move on a little more. Do. Alright, let's see. The Artisan Shackle, weekly war support, daily supremacist, weekly stability and research. Let's see, we could get operatives or different operatives. I underused operatives anyways. Political power, research speed, or weekly stability and research speed. Okay. And where else is things that'll give us different things depending on. Let's see. I think I want to go full on going with the groups that started as minor. So I went with their minor, so let's go with them minor, the Zumanite. The Arch Artist of Ascendancy. The artists and poets of the Equines of Gold, the Zumanites, are gifted not just with the ability to create works of art. Their oratory abilities and keen sense of aesthetic taste are paramount to crafting a society worthy of the Godhead. We will focus on this over the utilitarian obsession of them. Which means we are not doing the Wise Quins of Ascendancy. The Equines of Gold are gifted with more than just the ability to craft art and poetry. We should focus not on the aesthetic glory, but on the scientific progress and technological advancement. The artists and poets can wait for the restoration of the Godhead, as progress must come before art. Now we build that. Good. Oh. Then after that, I think I just want to start doing other ones. The Secrets of Alchemy. Even before our ascendancy came to be, zebras were at the forefront of alchemical sciences. Now with our newfound drive and clarity given to us by the Starfather, our research will be put together by the Starfather's direction to regain the Godhead. Zatio's march. Zatio was too small. He couldn't see past the cheering throngs between him and the rhetoric thumping that the grand parade produced. Maybe you could try further along the route. Looking around, Zatio caught a look at a tiny back alley that the crowds were avoiding. Perfect! This was his way to get to the back alley that the crowds were perfect. This was his way to get further ahead in the parade. Dashing down the alleyway, Zetio thought of what he would see, the famed equines of silver in their masks, sacrificing their individuality to serve the grand ideas of ascendancy. Of course, Zetio didn't quite understand what all that meant, but he knew he should be proud of them. Rounding the final corner, Zetio bounded up a small hill to exit the alley before his hoof caught on a rock, jutting out the side of a building. Tripping over, Zetio came crashing down on his front right knee, scraping it badly and causing it to bleed profusely. As he tried to stand, Zetio could only wince in pain as he watched the blood seeping into cobblestone. On the edge of tears, Zetio began to call out, "Help! Please! I'm hurt!" But no creature was around. Every loyal citizen of the ascendancy was at the parade, so the young Zereba curled up and tried to apply pressure to the wound. It wouldn't be fatal, he thought, but he'd be there for a while. "Well, what's this then?" Zetio turned to face the new voice. Looking from where he came, he saw a hooded zebra mare holding a satchel over a soldier. "That looks painful. Would you like some help?" Eager to get out of the situation, Zetio nodded as the mare walked over and pulled off her hood. As she applied gauze and an alchemical tonic to his knee, all he could notice was her deep purple-colored mane. "There, all done," she said after applying the potion. Watching the wound heal at an incredible pace, Zetio could scarcely believe his eyes. "Now then, try to be more careful next time." "Wait!" Zetio called out as she went to leave. "I haven't caught your name, good miss. My father would want to know who had healed my wounds." The mare turned back for a second before pulling up her hood and simply saying, "No one, just a helpful guide." And then just as quickly as she had come, the mare was gone. "Well, thanks, miss." Mysterious. Ooh. Ooh, mysterious. Oh, man. You gotta love the mysterious ones, right? Am I right or am I right? Come on. Fate of the damned. Useless, Zalmare-afflicted avians, the officer muttered. 21 goddamn hours, and he still refuses to talk. Taking off his mask, the officer walked over to the chair in the Colthaginian Secretary's Division office, which housed the military police of the city of Colthage. Kicking a trash can by his desk over, the officer plopped himself down with a huff, and he went to the paperwork at his desk. The avian had been found with the government documents trying to flee the city. He wished from deep down inside his heart that he could just end the hippogriff's life, but orders from the top said he needed info. Shaking his head, he could still hear his partner going at it in the other room. The prisoner's wails of pain brought him some joy, at least. If Avian wouldn't talk, they'd just hurt him more. Looking down at his paperwork, he was shocked when he looked up to see a hooded zebra in front of him. Shooting up, he grabbed for his sidearm before he recognized the face under the hood. The purple-haired zebra. "Ah, I see you finally noticed me," she quipped. "I'd hoped that the city's defenders were a bit more alert." The officer inhaled and exhaled slowly. He was in a foul mood, but now was not the time to mouth off to an equine of gold. "I apologize for my failure, miss. What brings you to our station?" "Orders from the palace of the teacher. That prisoner is to be transferred to my care immediately. My squad will be here tomorrow morning at 9 to pick him up." And then, as quickly as she came, she was gone. The officer smirked and then began to chuckle. "That's what that prisoner deserves. Everyone knows what happens to those who go with the purple-haired zebra. They become soulless husks of themselves before their mindly meet the fate of all avian scum. Serves him right for not answering their questions. If endless torture and a fate worse than death, then there are no words to describe her cursed embrace. ... I love the ... It's very good. That ... Alright, that'll be good. The guide and the teacher. Pulling back her hood and releasing her purple mane, the guide got a better look at the door in front of her. It was simple, but she knew that the Starfather's personal lab was behind it. The equines of silver who had escorted her here were instructed to leave when they were a full 40 paces away. Knocking 3 times, the guide took a step back, not sure of what would happen. She had met Hiram before, but not like this. This was an official summons, entirely different to what she was used to. As the door opened, the guide was shocked, but not for the reason she thought she might be. "Ah, my dearest guide, come in, come in." Hiram smiled warmly and invited the guide in. He was disheveled and dirty, covered in musk and stains. Hiram had converted the room into a mixture of laboratory and greenhouse, and was tending to his plants when she arrived. "Apologies for my appearance," Hiram muttered to himself. "I must have lost track of time. My teacher, you must rest. The nation relies on you being sound of mind." The guide managed to sputter out a few words. Hiram glared at her. "Are you insinuating I am not sound of mind?" But before the guide could even respond, Hiram waved a hoof at her and continued, "Don't worry, I know you meant it as a joke." Moving around the room, Hiram stripped himself of the gardening apron and gloves, returning to the guide, and sat her down at the chair by his desk, looking far more official. "Now, my good guide, I have a task for you." She nodded. "Anything you command." Hiram smiled and continued, "I have a dream of alchemy on a scale never before attempted. Potions that could change the very forces of reality, all the power of the fragments of the Godhead, fractured into the races of equinity. Their pure essence made manifest into concoctions, mighty weapons to smite the avians." Hiram's voice began to peak, booming with the rhetoric of all his lectures. "I believe that these potions, all of them at once, could together form enough of the essence of the Godhead, that an individual pure of spirit and ascended in mind, body, and soul could truly become one with the spirit realm again." Hiram paused and turned to the guide. "Will you help me?" "With my mind and my soul." "The alchemical super projects have been unlocked. The guide and teacher shall embark on this sacred journey." And we can get her as a political advisor. She lowers the alchemical super project's cooldown time. She decreases the journal time taken factor. She increases the journal success odds factors. And the guide's concoctions allow her to call in favors in aid of her expeditions. Interesting? So do I need to actually... Yeah, I think I might have to hire her before I can... Oh, whoa! Oh, whoa! What is this? We have unlocked the Alchemical Super Projects Laboratory. And the Journal of the Guide? Whoa, this is awesome. Oh my goodness, what is this? This is where the concoctions and potions that the Starfathers brewed from the ingredients collected from the guide's journey are stored for use in the Ascendancy. For the Ascendancy we shall prevail. And we have a whole bunch of empty ones with different... Wait, aren't these like... Where is it? In the research section, the like symbols for the research? Are we gonna get the research or something? What is this? There are no available ingredients to be used? Wow, this is something, alright. Table of contents. Expedition start. What is this? Oh my goodness. Now this. This is in depth. Expedition start. Hydroland. Hydroland is the old city of Elenians, my power, the guidance, as I like to call them, to sense what others around me and I desire to find the most are greatly localized, and could only pull me into search at vague directions. But there's a very strong pull that I sense, gravitating and enticing me to travel to the city of Horchland, and uncover its secrets. Perhaps I shall have to stay in Horchland a night or two, would prepare myself and the crew for the long journey ahead. Should also be enough time for me to uncover what the guidance is pulling me towards. Sure. Expedition has been started. What is this? Hiram told me to complete the collection of ingredients for the other conscious before I can begin the search zebra cut. Curious. We have an expedition here. Expedition en route. We cannot embark on another activity elsewhere for the time being. The Dragon's Lair. Wow. Okay, this is, we got a knife here. I am the guide. Oh, we got a description. Unknown. Born unknown in Zamatha. Biography. The zebra who would eventually become the guide was born in Zamatha some years ago, but this is all she lets on about her past. She is sworn to secrecy by her oath to the teacher, and has given up everything she once was before taking her place at the teacher's side. But through her interactions with the teacher, a few things can be learned about her. Her parents were patricians and died under suspicious circumstances. At some point, she had no official education until she was sent to university in Hippon for alchemical studies, and was near a genius in that field. While attending this university, she was invited by a colleague to a meeting of the social club known as the Covenant. She attended every meeting she could, and soon she began to disappear for days at a time, reappearing or refusing to tell where she had been. Then one day she vanished permanently. She returned only once the Age of Strife had begun. Okay, this is awesome. What is this? The Strange Friends of Hiram Zaranid. Events may also differ. Melinius Foch will allow our beloved dying teacher to keep in contact with his diverse group of contacts and friends. This will also provide flat bonuses for the guide's expeditions, which have contacts able to assist. Interesting. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and beef up the army real quick, because my last one of those finished up. Give me just a moment. Okay. The Strange Friends of Hiram Zaranid. Hiram has made many friends throughout the adventures, and with the circumstances he now finds himself, he needs to call in a few favors. Though few and spread throughout the world, their service may be invaluable in acquiring the necessary components for the advancement of all of Equinity. Actually, my stability's up to full. I think I'm gonna be exchanging you for her. Because my stability's max and I'm gaining a huge amount weekly now. So yeah, that's fine. Damnation, Metallum. The heretics and heathens who refuse to follow the path of the Starfather may have use yet, for they will find salvation extracting the resources he requires for his plans. The unexpected angle. A sudden crash and a series of muttered curses snapped the guide out of the book she was reading. She was seated at a desk in a small flat her expedition had rented for their stay in Hjortland, paging through tomb after tomb in an effort to track down one of the ingredients that she needed for the teacher's potions, the Tears of the Hydra. The results so far had been frustrating, to say the least. "And what do you think that you're doing?" she snapped at the careless equine of silver behind her. The mare was standing over what had been a neat pile of books that were now strewn every which way on the floor. The mare snapped to a sudden attention at the scrutiny. Apologies, ma'am. I mean, my lady guide. I was just thinking, you are one of the cast of silver, not in the cast of gold," the guide interrupted. "You're not supposed to think, but to be a dumb brute that will keep me safe." The guide paused, weighing her options. She had been having much luck finding any information on her own. If this mare had a good idea, that made life easier. And if she didn't, well, then she could always be sent back to the Colthage for re-education. She sighed. "Say your piece," she ordered. "Yes, my lady," the equine yelped. "Yep." Somehow managing to stand even straighter. I was just thinking about the bedtime stories my ma used to tell me about boogie mares living under the bridge. I thought that maybe any place where something as scary as the Hydra might tell some stories about that." The guide stood still for a moment, processing, before diving into the stack to find a book of fairy tales that she had acquired on a whim. Flipping through, she settled on a tale that took place in the swamp, she uttered aloud, flipping back to an almanac of Valenia. "There," she said, placing her hoof in a large swampy area. "Is this a real area on the map?" "It is." She smiled, her face flushed with triumph, and the equine returned her the expression. "What is your name, Legionnaire?" she asked. "Elishat Zalthel, my lady." So let's see. Where's this exactly? Here. This random area. This is the swamp, huh? Nothing descriptive about it, it's just, here it is. I'm assuming this one marsh tile right here is the swamp. Interesting. The guide has begun her journey on a new expedition in search of ingredients for the Starfather. Good. May your work be well. Oh, this is awesome. Oh, this was worth going through the Civil Wars for. This is awesome. Oh, wait, 50. I need 75, not 50. Oh, man. This is, like, this is really, really cool. Oh. I mean, I'm glad I waited on doing this for YouTube just because it's cool, like, doing this the first time around with you guys. But part of me's like, man, I wish I did this earlier. This is awesome. Why have I never played this before? Part of me's thinking this might beat out Kaza as my new favorite nation when it comes to their content for lore and like details. Also, Kaza's about to die, so there's that as well. Socialist Union of Eevee. What? Wow, you're doing well. And the Falkorian realm has defeated the. What is happening? And then there's Griffinstone, which defeated the bandits. What is happening in Southern Griffonia? Southern Griffonia is insane right now. I don't know what to say about that. That is what? That is so many things. And the Falkorian realm is working with the Socialist Union of Eevee to take out. So the communists and fascists over here of unlikely nations are fighting to murder the harmonic nations down south. Sure. Why not? That is, wow. I did not sheesh. But yes, we put the guide in control instead. But I think this will be a good time to go ahead and end this episode. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell button. And as always, peace.